I'm Gary Kuhn, Managing Director of Finer Wealth Management. I'm here today with our founder and CEO, Mike Finer. And we're here today to talk about, is the market too high? Our last segment talked about Dow 22,000. You've been seeing throughout the volatility in recent times the market reaching new highs. And the question of the day is the market too high? And so that's what we're here to talk about today. Mike?
Thanks so much, Gary. As we mentioned in our last video, we were predicting that the Dow would hit 22,000 by year end and the S&P 500 would hit 2,500. With that prediction, it seems that the Dow and the S&P 500 tend to be trending toward those goals much more quickly than we even expected. As a result, a lot of people are wondering, is the market too high to buy at this point? And what advice that we are giving to a variety of people is that the market, we think, is generally pretty fairly valued across the board. We tend to look at the price-earnings ratios and the earnings of companies with respect to the market to see if a market is fairly valued. And we think historically, while it's a little bit richer than usual, that the market is reasonably valued. And there are certain buying opportunities in different sectors. For example, while technology may be somewhat overvalued at this point, the oil stocks are very low. So there are opportunities in this market to buy even if the market is at higher levels. Gary?
And so we always feel it's beneficial to have some powder dry, to keep some cash on hand so that you can take advantage of opportunities as they present themselves. Either a particular company may be unfairly punished by certain events where we think that there's still good fundamentals for that company over the longer term, or whether there's certain sector rotation happening in the stock market. It gives you an opportunity to go in and get a good value if you do have that powder dry. Mike?
Thanks, Gary. And as we mentioned before, there are lots of stocks at this point, whether it's in the auto industry, the energy sector, certain biotechs that are still very fairly valued at this point. In fact, there are probably a third of the stocks that are hitting all-time highs that are driving the markets. Most notably, so-called FANG stocks, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Apple, Google, etc., tend to be driving the market. Well, you don't hear much about other companies that are maybe towards 52-week lows. So take a look at those types of opportunities while the market is high. And when the market tends to get to these levels, as it's reaching new highs, it tends to get more volatile. And as Gary mentioned, when it tends to get more volatile, you tend to have more swings, and that may be some opportunity to buy, but also to make sure that while you're doing this, that you're still cautious and on defense at all times. Gary?
So to conclude, is the market too high? Well, it depends. There's some areas of the market that may be too high. There's other areas of the market that actually could be a great opportunity if you're prepared and you have the resources available to take advantage of those opportunities as they're presented. We do think the fundamentals of the U.S. economy and in certain parts of the world are improving over time, and we think there's opportunities that are going to be presented by some legislation in Washington later this year. And if that happens, we'll continue to see, we believe, the market move toward the goals that we talked about in our last segment. Thank you for watching. Mike?
Thank you very much, and please feel free to visit us at www.finer.com or www.finertv.com. And please look at the Finer Wealth YouTube channel at any time. And until next time, thank you.